was the thing, is that we didn't want to
remove it just yet.
Yeah, we didn't want to remove it just yet, but that's something that we're gonna do. All right, let's kind of go around. Let's kind of start cleaning up some of these sentences real quick. Let's just add a little bit more to them. You know, let's try to make them more description, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't want to make them too elaborate, because I'm pretty sure in the directions it says he doesn't want them to be, like, really long.
No, but he wants 5 pages.
Yeah, he wants...
We're at the border of 5 pages. I mean, you know, we can squeeze in a sentence or two in some of them. And in all honesty, we haven't even, at the bottom, we haven't even gotten really into detail with any of our shit.
Yeah, I think the bottom is where we need to focus mainly.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna add something to the to how long will the game actually take.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a little bit before I get to the house, so I'll kind of be just kind of here on the phone.
All right. Well, this is. I'll read you what I'm about to write, and how long will the game take to play.
Are we the only ones in the call right now?
No, Miguel's in here, but I haven't heard from him. I keep trying to add Will. Let's share screen. Add people. Corey was in here. He's actually currently doing stuff. I think Miguel's on his phone. I think that's what's going on. I think he's on his phone.
Okay, just like me.
Yeah. In some case, the game could take. Could take longer.
I think that sound is kind of like a fan that's kind of like spinning too fast.
Well, my fans are spinning slow.
I mean, my fan's spinning fast, but it's not like grease, like not all squeaky. Like it's a
not
fan.
wobbling. Yeah. Okay, so I put in how long will the game take to play? Right. This is all we had in there. I said the game may take around 1 hour to 2 hours to finish. Right. I was like, but that only depends. Like for us, it'll maybe take 1 hour to 2 hours to play. However, to other people, you know, like competitive or strategic, if they're playing really strategic, it could even take even longer. So I said in some cases, the game could take longer depending on how competitive or strategic people would like to play.
Sounds good.
I think it just gives it shows, you know, depending on how people are going to play, it could take longer than an hour to 2 hours, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to say every gameplay is only going to take an hour, because how many times does that happen?
Well, if you're playing Monopoly.
Well, like we were playing Risk last night, right?
Yeah.
Risk they state Risk is only an hour to 2 hour game. Yeah, we blazed through it, but if we were fucking playing actually like we gave a shit last night, we would have been okay. I mean,
but weren't we also play like a quick match or something?
Yeah, we were playing just a quick get around, and it took us an hour and a half for a quick get around.
Wow.
Yeah, it would have taken less time had I been a little more aggressive.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I think if everybody was playing like they actually cared, I think it would have taken everybody more time.
I cared about Japan.
I know, that's why I let you guys fight over it until I was in a position to wipe,
just annihilate everybody.
Survivor out.
Well, we were having an internal fight.
Eventually eliminate one of the others.
Yeah. We were having our little internal fight. Alright.
Story writer versus the producer. Story writer wins.
Should we indulge a little bit more with who is your intended audience? Because all we have is one sentence. I mean, should we describe how strategic game players are, like how that is involved a little bit?
I believe so.
Okay, so he was coughing a little bit ago, honey. I don't know, did you give him allergy medicine?
Not before I
You haven't? Okay, no, you haven't? I'm just making sure.
No, I will.
Okay.
I mean, we already know what competitive gamers are. Strategy game.
Oh no.
And the scope.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. We're trying to hit more.
Of the
Peter, help me out with this. I said competitive gamers would be interested in the slow-paced and what for this type of game.
Sorry, say that again.
Okay, so we're adding stuff, right? To who is your intended audience. I'm trying to go a little bit more in depth with this. I'm saying we're trying to hit more than one crowd to expand the scope of the game. Competitive gamers would be interested in the slow-paced and
slow paced and
All right, I'm gonna have you swing over to that bench over there.
word.
oh, I can't think. I know what I want to say. I know what I'm thinking of, but I'm having trouble saying it. My words have escaped me.
slow-paced and
Slow paced. I
competitive.
was like, all I can get in my
Playing
head is
against
slow-paced,
slow-paced and
competitive
playing
game.
against other players.
Yeah.
This allows
Because I know the aspect of the game is that because of the way you can play, you can actually
slash for
you
competition.
can actually contier to Munchkin players if we do this right.
What's Munchkin
And
players?
Munchkin players are very heavy, hardcore, competitive players.
Yeah, and so are strategic players. They're all competitive fucking players. That's why I'm like, it's the same thing. This allows for competition and competition setups.
And potential cooperation setups.
This allows for competitive competition setup and potential cooperation setup. All right, so there's that for competitive. For strategic, I also enjoy the slow pace, but will also.
Yeah, it's Miguel. It's Miguel's place. Like when that sound, I just saw like when that sound was just like going all by itself.
Yeah.
I saw Miguel's picture show up. Cause like I have the screen minimized, and it would be, and like whoever's talking would be the one where it's like show the screen.
Yeah, it flashes there.
Yeah.
Huh. I also enjoy Okay, so tell me if this sounds fucked up or not. I said strategic gamers would also enjoy the slow pace, but will also enjoy the strategic ways to win the game in multiple ways.
I'd say just like remove the in the multiple ways part, because like strategic ways is already multiple ways.
Okay.
Yeah, I concur.
Okay. Okay. So see, that gives us a little bit more and doesn't look so fucking like, yeah, this is who we're shooting for.
Yeah.
You know, without stating why we're shooting for that and how we're shooting for that.
Makes sense.
Okay. Oh, Peter. Peter.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me if this actually sounds kind of good to you. Something that occurred to me last night, right, while we were playing Risk, was I was like, you know what? How do we know if it's going to be someone's territory or somebody's zone, right? So what I was saying was, if, let's say, Malave and me are playing, and Malave owns New York, but he has most of his forces out in a different country, right?
Never heard of it.
How, you know, how are we going to identify that New York is still his? And what I was saying was, what we could do is, if I start invading New York, he still owns it because he has a flag stated on it, right? And then I have to basically get people inside where his flag is stated to then go, or it's like a territory finding. So like in the map, right? Like if there's New York, there's a whole bunch of portions of New York that you can try to take over. But it's the middle portion which is actually like the stronghold or something like that. You see what I'm saying?
And you still have to get rid of that latch.
We could still use the cards for this. We could basically have little flags that have the name of the territories on them, and whenever you have that territory, you keep that card.
Well,
but the moment someone basically runs you out, you pass that flag card basically to the player who's taken over your territory.
Well, I was saying, instead of doing the card thing, what I was saying was we get little army flags. Those are real easy to get. You know what I mean? Or what Malave was saying was use little umbrellas like what you put in a drink, right? Make that like into a flag. You know? We can find one for red, we can find one for blue, we can find one for green.
Everybody else can get, like, for the other teams or whoever playtests the game.
Yeah. Well, everyone's going to playtest.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, when the teacher assigns from what I understand, the teacher is going to be assigning our game to someone else to playtest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which means they have to be able to get those items.
Shit, that means they would also have to get the board.
Which is why I said we need to have like a physical drawing that we can submit in with it, so that the teacher can easily they could easily draw it on the dry erase.
With the dry erase marker.
Set up online and you guys are all set.
I'll be back. I gotta get something to drink.
No, you're good.
Give me just 1 second. I have to mute you guys and speak something here, okay?
Yep.
All right.
Shit, that's a good point. Shit. What about this? What if we color coded toothpicks? Lave. Is Will in here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to figure out how to mute myself really quick.
Why? Why are you gonna mute yourself? We're all here.
No, I know. I'm eating lunch right now, and
Help you?
one sec. What?
Want me to help you?
No. It's fine. I just. Never mind. It's okay.
Okay, so Peter, you still there? Who's in charge of mechanics right now? Peter is, right?
I think so.
I'm back.
Who's back?
Carter's back. Malave.
Malave.
Got me some Doc Tier Popper.
I think we should expand a little bit more in the end game conditions.
Yeah. Because to me, like just having 15 different treasure pieces, like the guy could just like decide not to use any treasure at all, and like have like one territory and still win.
But that's the thing, though, is depending on how we set up the board, right? That's not going to be the way it's going to be. You see what I'm saying? So, like, if he has one territory, but is able to move around the board and try to collect treasure pieces with successful rolls, right? The thing is that I think we need to implement a way where players can steal treasure pieces. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a battle. Like, so if you're trying to steal a treasure piece that somebody else has, so like let's say 4 of us are playing, right? And let's say there's 20 treasure pieces out there. Or there's 25. There's 25 treasure pieces out there. Peter has 10, right? You have like 3, I have 7, you know, and Will has, I don't know, fucking 5, right?
Yeah.
That equals 25. So all the treasure pieces are already off the board, so Peter can't get any more. The only way he could gain more is by actually attacking control zones and steal a treasure piece that way, or having a special card that allows him to duel for a treasure piece.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're still not able to. You could control all the territory, or you could, you know, that's one way of going about it and eliminating everybody off the board. Or you could say, you know what, I'm gonna go for every fucking treasure piece, and I'm just gonna make it hard for you to have any zone whatsoever.
Yeah, because I was thinking that, like what if like there was a way, like say like you're about to use a treasure card.
Yeah.
And like, it doesn't like have it doesn't do its effect until like say like a certain number of
turns
are left on the field.
Yeah.
And then like, but your opponent wins. Shouldn't like that card go over to him since he was like going to use it once, or some way like that?
What do you mean?
Like say he plays a treasure card that's like, if there's 5 enemies left in battle, this card will destroy those remaining 5 enemies.
Yeah.
But say like he has 6, like the enemy has 6, and then he wipes out like your entire army for that battle.
So okay, so are you saying like an annihilation battle?
Yeah.
Okay, so hang on, let me this is what I think we're gonna go with. Give me 2 seconds. I need to find the dry eraser. I got it somewhere over here. Sorry.
Ollie.
Do you see it? I don't see it. Oh, it was over there. That's
I already
why.
had it.
What are we supposed to see?
Hang on, I gotta get the dry eraser.
Also, Will is in. He's just listening and typing.
No.
Let me share my face. Come on, turn on. Let's go.
A face with 1,000 faces.
Okay. So we're back to the drawing board, right? Okay.
Damn notebook is giving me a fucking paper cut. That shit. Ow!
Sorry.
Fucking paper cut me again.
I can't win.
Okay. I know it's crappy drawing. Fucking leave. Can you see that or no?
I can see it now. Yeah.
Tell me if you can't see it.
You can walk home. You said you want to walk home. You want to go? Fuck, I'm going to do furnace. I'm bipolar, okay? Leave me alone.
Okay. So, what we're talking about. So, let's say this is your place, Malave, right? That's your actual kingdom. And let's say you had 5.
Probably making a fucking death.
Let's say you had 5 treasure pieces, right?
Yeah.
I end up attacking you, and I end up taking this whole area. I actually take the strong suit for this city, right? Let's say that's the strong suit for the city, and you have 5, and that wipes you out completely, right? Am I understanding you so far?
Yeah.
What happens to those treasure pieces? I think what I think we should do is I think we should do a plunder roll,
Oh, okay.
where it's not.
Where some might be lost if you don't get like a certain like number on your roll.
Exactly. So like let's say you had 5, and which one were we doing? We're doing 20, right? For the treasure roll.
We're doing a D20 for any of the treasure. We're doing it for the treasure hunt. We could use it for the plunder as well.
Correct. And we were saying, hey, we want to do treasure for 12 or higher. Well, I think plundering should be at least 15 or higher.
Yeah, and then.
And if you get a full 20, I think if you get a full 20, you get half of the treasure. You don't get all of it, and the rest of it goes back in the deck to be found later on.
Okay.
Yeah, because basically it's like, hey, the person you ran out like tried to hide it or destroy it or get rid of it before you got in there, kind of like
Correct.
hiding the evidence.
Correct.
And that's how we could theme it.
And that's what I'm getting at, is I don't think it should be a fair, like yesterday when we were playing Risk, right? I don't think it should be a fair, straight, oh, hey, Peter just totally annihilated my army. He gets all my treasure. I don't think that should happen.
That kind of gave me an advantage when I walked out Mr. Red, who had like 7 cards.
Yeah, I think it should boost your ability to go, hey, you just wiped out a whole army. We're going to give you a chance to win it. We're going to give you a chance to, you won the territory, but now we're going to give you a chance to win that person's treasure.
Yeah.
And I think it should only be, I think what should happen is, okay, so now we're going to come down to, well, what happens if there's 2 people, if, let's say, Malave's got 2 territories now.
I got 2 territories.
Yeah, so now we have to discuss that.
Uh-oh, I'm beating Malave out. I'm gonna win his territory.
No, Japan's mine.
I've already claimed it. I've got all the anime.
Okay,
now.
so let's say Malave has 2 territories, right?
Yeah.
We already took this one out, but he's got 5 cards total, right? I think if it is split between multiple, the way it's gonna go is fuck, I'm trying to prop this so you guys can see.
So I want to go ahead and let you know I can't see anything, and I think it's because I'm on my phone.
Yeah, you can't.
I can see it.
Okay, I think the way
I'm envision it in my mind, but it's not working.
I'm trying to understand how we should do it that way then. I think if they have multiple territories, I think they can't do a plunder roll, or they can do a plunder roll for 1 treasure. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think if it's a complete annihilation, where, if Malave's got 2 areas, right, and we take over just this area right here, he can still retreat to this area. So I think we should be able to plunder for at least one item.
Yeah.
And then,
I think plundering would go for at least one item, but if we totally wipe them out, we have a chance to plunder for more.
an annihilation plunder. So a regular plunder and then an annihilation plunder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, once again, how are we going to defer who has what territory? Because like I was saying, some games, because I know you said someone was saying something about umbrellas, and I know I was saying that some games use cards for it.
Yeah.
Where they have like a flag for each, basically a flag that has a name of like your main continent or whatever, and then it's like if it gets taken, you just pass that to the person who took it from you.
We could do that. We could do that. I think what we should do, if we're going to do that, right, because we have our fast travel options as well, I think we should be able to have two options here. I think it should be a fast travel option where you get your fast travel card once you take the whole city. So when you pass over, if you take the city, 2 seconds. I need a different color than fucking orange. There we go. Wish granted. Wish granted. Okay, so here's that fast travel station that we were discussing, right?
Yeah.
I think you have to keep this area for if you have to have this area to be able to take this the fast travel option.
Yeah, makes sense.
But somebody else can attack your fast travel option to destroy your units there. So, like, let's say at that point you have to have people on your fast travel to be able to utilize your fast travel.
Yeah, because that would make sense. You got to have someone there to man the controls.
Yep, and if someone's not there, you cannot use a fast travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that goes into the point where, which makes sense because you need someone there manning the controls for them to fast travel to destination A and B because we're using it like a teleporter. So
Yep.
they need somewhere. You need someone manning the controls because, of course, if no one's manning the teleporter, no one can teleport the away team down to the planet.
Correct.
That's why you always gotta have Scotty.
It's mine. Here's yours. It's the same thing. Good. See?
He wants yours?
Yes. It's the same thing.
So, alright, so we kind of in an agreement with that then?
Yeah, and I think since we
Same thing.
discussed that would probably be put in the mechanics department.
Yeah,
that would need
that's...
to go down to mechanics.
Okay.
Which gives us more for mechanics.
It does, but we got to be careful because Corey was kind of worried that we're gonna get too in depth with this.
Yeah, because like if like say like
I don't think we're getting in depth. What I think is going on is that we're clarifying now our mechanics more.
yeah, because like say we didn't come up with this, like what would happen to those treasures? Like,
Exactly.
would it just, like not exist anymore?
You're not
Exactly.
getting any of it.
Or what happens if you take out somebody's fast travel station, right? Completely take out their fast travel. Now that changes up their strategy of how they can move around, right?
Yeah.
But you still own that territory, so you still have the potential of getting that that fast travel back.
Yeah, you just have to wipe them. You have to get them out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, those are clippers.
That was a great march.
Okay, so these are the sections that we really need to start getting on. Will, can you get in to the document or no? Will.
Oh, he's right in the messages. He said that he's on mute and he'll be listening and typing.
Yeah, I'll be listening and typing. Give me a sec. I'll check right now. Okay.
Yeah, he's probably in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Kind of like me, which I didn't expect to still be in the middle of something. My lovely fiance just remembered that she's supposed to be getting paid on Wednesday, but yet she just remembered that her bank account got closed because she had it and it had inactivity for so long, and so they closed it.
Well, that's
So we
stupid.
go to the bank to reactivate it.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
But then, wouldn't Philip J. Fry have, like, not $1 billion in Futurama?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's because she had a zero balance.
Oh.
Yeah, she had no money in her bank account, so it was deactivated because there was no money in the bank account and it said idle. And she had set up for it she has to have a specific minimum in her bank account.
Yeah, it's like
and
25
if it's not in there, they close it.
It's like 25 or something, right?
Yeah, and so since there was zero in there and she didn't have anything positive for about 6 months, they closed it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, she was unemployed for about 6 months. She just got her job and her first paycheck's coming. And she's like, no.
Nice.
So yeah, and she had told me about this last night, but I didn't get to bed till fairly late. And she was a little bit of the cause of that because we were playing Cards Against Humanity very late. And then she discovered that there was a new episode of Forever on Hulu and she had to watch it.
Nice.
She loves Forever.
Okay, so let's look at the sections that we need to finish up. Mechanics kind of needs to be. We need to have. I'm on the drive now. Okay, yeah. See if you can get to the focus worksheet. Well,
If it doesn't take you there directly, go to, like, the black bar that pops down, and there'll be, like, a little box with an arrow coming out of it. That's, like, says...
I was just trying to play.
That's like, says pop out. It'll take you through another page with the whole thing. That's what I have. That's what I have to do.
okay. So who wrote gameplay features?
Who wrote what?
Gameplay features.
What does it say?
What is there to do in your game? It says the conflict between players centers around conquering each other territory and obtaining each other's resources. Who wrote that?
I wrote some of that, but I didn't write it that in depth, so I think that was
Corey probably edited it.
So yeah, I think Corey edited what I wrote.
Okay, so we need to.
That's like where I was going with it, but it's a lot more in depth. So I'm like, yeah, Corey edited it.
Okay, so we need that. That's the thing. He went through and started editing stuff and adding stuff. That's why I said, okay, we need to start actually having more than one sentences per answer, and we need to kind of go in depth here a little bit. This is a general statement about the type of conflict in your game. Is the conflict centered around conquering territories, resources, or just surviving? I think it needs to be, we need to describe, it is conquering territories, but it is also collecting resources. You know what I mean? And it is about surviving. It's all three of those. You know, the way that you win is either annihilation, conquering a territory, or collecting so many resources. There's 3 ways to win, so we need to have 3 ways of conflicts.
Yeah.
You know, that is something that we need to type in there. So let's go ahead and let's type that real quick. Conflict between between players centers around conquering each other's territories and obtaining each other's resources. Conquers around each other's territories. Period.
As well as their fast travel spots.
It's supposed to go on now.
Because that will be a big place of conflict.
Yeah, but I think it says resources, which would end.
Resources is part of their fast travel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Conflict between players
We
centering
don't
around.
want to have anything in the
centers
teacher
around
grade it and say this is kind of redundant here, where you have resources and fast travel.
Yeah. Each other's territories. Also.
Redundancy is good in the IT department. To an extent.
2 dinosaurs,
Can't believe I was going like C-section.
On a survival standpoint.
4 kites, 5 fuzzy bunnies,
Don't put paper clips.
6 small chicks, 7 speedy bikes, 8 cans of paint, 9 yellow ducks, 10 paper boats. Oh, hold on, we finished. 9 neighbors and 1 good dog. 8 brass bugles.
Players
You
can.
want me to finish it? 7 puzzle pieces, 6 bouncy balls, 5 laughing children, 4 funny puppets, 3 yellow hats, 2 good.
Okay, so now this says the conflict between players centers around conquering each other's territory. There is also conflict between players on a survival standpoint. Players can fight to eliminate each other as well as obtaining each other's resources. So let's do that. Let's see. As well as obtaining each other's resources, players can fight for treasure and other players and fight for treasure. Period.
There's a period and a semicolon in the same spot.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, remove the period.
That one was a powered one? Other than it?
Semicolon.
So how's that sound? Does that sound better than just a sentence now?
Yeah. Sounds a lot better.
Will, what do you think? I know you're texting. What do you think? Sounds good to me.
That's what thought.
I think it sounds good.
Do you think it sounds better than just one sentence though?
Yeah.
Okay, let's remove that then. Okay, challenge.
This was Ollie's idea. That was a baby.
Okay, let's keep going down. Who wrote challenges?
That was probably me.
Okay, so let's go to it real quick. Let's go including enemies, obstacles, and puzzles within your game. What can the players do to one another during the game? By taking control of zones, a player can prevent other players from being able to fast travel. Each player can attack other players, and each player can be attacked by other players. Players can also move through different areas on the board. This affects other players' ability to move around the board. I think we need to also have a plunder. I think we need to state plundering and elimination plundering in there somewhere.
Yes.
And we also need to describe treasure hunting in there, because that's a challenge. That's an obstacle in the game.
10.
You know, you're trying to prevent people from getting all the treasure.
Alright.
If you want to go ahead and start doing that. Will, do you have questions about this? Or, I mean, do you want a quick breakdown of what this game is? Or where we're going with this? I know you weren't in yesterday's meeting, and the video is still posting, man. I'm sorry. It's at 74%.
Wait, the video still hasn't posted?
So it got interrupted last night at like 56% after I went to bed.
There was a little kid involved, wasn't there?
No, he was not there.
Oh, okay. I thought he maybe came in and goes, Daddy I will upset Daddy and I will end this.
My password's complex. He can't handle my password.
Grace busy over
You
there.
couldn't smash the keyboard correctly.
1, 2, 3 is not a complex password.
Trust me, it's more complex than you think it is.
You have a secondary keyboard that's in Japanese.
No questions here. I'd probably be a lot better off watching the video. I tend to retain information a lot more effectively watching a video, as odd as that sounds. That's fine. Just to give you a heads up, it's 3 hours. It's like 3.5 hours long.
Prepare to sit there and watch.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so it is like the first good hour or so. I hate everything about I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's about 3.5 hours, but like the first hour is us trying to figure out a game plan, trying to figure out what kind of game, how we came up with the game, and where we started developing our idea and aspect to it.
And it started out as a Five Nights at Freddy's clone.
Yeah, we started with going with Five Nights at Freddy's, but we wanted to add a clue to it, and then it turned into, you know what? Yeah. Then it turned into, you know what? Why don't we look at other games like that? You know, so that's where we decided to go with a Risk-esque, Clue-esque type game. So we combined, you know, two games that were pretty big and strategic. Okay, so I know you're adding that. Let's keep going down. We already established gameplay features. Other chances for players cooperative. How so? Players can use special cards and events to team up with other players for temporary cooperation.
Yeah, that was edited from what I put. I originally put yes, but with special event slash card events. And then I had a little bit more to it, but then when I came on, I was like, oh wait, this is completely different from what I wrote.
Okay, so players can use special cards and events to team up with other players for temporary cooperation.
Yeah, it looks like mostly what he edited was everything below what we had already established. So it's like, when he got off, he was like, okay, so everybody got off. Look at everything above is good, because he was like spell checking and correcting everybody.
Well, he's the editor. I mean, you know, for right now he's doing what he can, because, you know, he doesn't have a whole lot of experience with, you know, the board games or the card games, so this is where he feels the strongest. So, you know, I'm gonna let him do it. You know, I mean, he knows what he's talking about. He edited everybody's sentences correctly. Everybody's sentences actually sounds better now. So
I gotta say, he's one of the best. I gotta say, he's a really good editor because he knows what we're trying to say.
Yeah,
and he's able to get out there.
Exactly, and that's why I like having him here, because there's times where nobody knows. Like, he's able to decipher us a lot easier and make it sound professional.
Unlike
so way to go, Corey.
That's the drill that will pierce the heavens. Anime.
Okay, stay on track. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how we can do this.
That was donut. That's not dinner.
Donuts can be dinner.
Is Miguel on?
I had a donut for dinner last night.
Malave said he had a donut for dinner last night. He said they can be for dinner.
I don't see Miguel in here. Is Miguel in here?
I think he is. He's just some AFK. I mean.
She says you're not helping, Malave.
Sorry, but if you're hungry, you're hungry.
He says if you're hungry, you're hungry.
Okay. Are there chances for players cooperate? How so?
Here's your timer. Daddy.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that.
I found it the other day.
Oh, good job, honey.
Get the soul of children.
It's diet.
Did you plug it back in?
Nope.
Well, you gotta plug it in to charge it, goofball.
Okay.
It goes in the back.
Back here.
Yeah. A $5 bowl.
Fancy.
That's right.
Wish I had.
Create an alliance.
Temporary.
Alliance with other players.
Dude, you're on.
Konnichiwa.
Only temporary. Hi guys. These alliances are only temporary.
That's why they call it an influx of work. I
Set.
got everything up.
So they will deposit directly into the witch bank.
These alliances are only temporary by a set turn.
They don't. We'll have everything wins.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I set
Either
turn
that or
limit.
we'll have to ask your Mohair.
Oh yeah.
You know, we never have borrowed money from Mohair.
No.
The alliance. Okay, so here, this is where we're gonna have to start getting specific with the alliance. He wants to basically. He's like, "What's the rules to the alliance?" Basically, the alliance. You know, there has to be a set of rules with an alliance. It's not like, "Hey, buddy, you want to join up with me and let's gang up on somebody." Right? An alliance is in saying, "Hey, you're not going to attack me for 5 turns. You know, you cannot do anything to my territory for 5 turns. You can't attack my people." And if your people can condone on my spot. So in an alliance situation, if Peter is on a spot and you're in alliance with Malave, he can put players on that spot because it's an alliance.
He can't attack me. I can't attack him for as long as the alliance is for.
If
So,
the alliance is broken,
determined-
if the alliance is broken, and I'm gonna say there can be in a broken alliance. You have a chance to lose treasure pieces, though.
No, never mind.
I think what we should do is basically say the alliances are event cards, and if we're determined, because I mean everybody seems to be saying 5 turns for the treaty, so we could keep it as 5 turns for the treaty, and basically put that in there. It says there will be event cards that says basically to the player you have a treaty with this player. You cannot attack. Or be attacked by this player for this many turns.
That's what I'm putting in right now.
And
Only took us 5 turns.
as long as the alliance is intact. Now we can state that there will be an event card called Broken Alliance. By playing this alliance, you can either end. Any player can end an alliance that they have or any other player has.
No. I think it should only be your player.
So, alright, so...
It shouldn't be other alliance...
True.
I think that just adds too much to it. I think it needs to be your own alliance.
So, Broken Alliance is, you can end an alliance you are currently in.
However, be warned...
Which means, basically, you can attack another player. So.
But, however, be warned, if... So, that's what I'm getting at. So, like, let's say you and Peter have pieces on each other. Right, and you break the alliance, right? And let's say you have multiple pieces on this alliance troop, right? And Peter's like, you know what? Fuck this! It's time to battle. Break alliance. You get to now roll for all those fights. You're gonna have to roll for all those fights that are gonna break out, right?
Because it's for each troop you have on that spot. So if I've got 5 troops and he's got 3 troops, he gets to basically make his attack roll against me.
So, well, I'm saying like if there's 3 spots where you and Malave each have spots on there, right? If you break the alliance, you're gonna fight in all 3 of those spots.
Yeah.
Because the alliance is now broken. But let's say, Peter, you lose. Let's say you lose. You are now, because you broke the alliance. They have the opportunity. So any fight that you lost, they have the opportunity to plunder you.
That would make sense. They have the opportunity to plunder.
Yep. So if you lose the break, you're going to be able to be plundered.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense because now it's like, fuck, do I really want to take that risk?
Yeah.
And some people are going to. Some people are like, you know what? I've got 12 pieces. Fuck it. I can totally do this to annihilate this guy.
Also might be like, I have the secret weapon to this territory. I'm going to use it in the battle.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have people who believe they have an upper hand because of everything they got, and they will break the alliance.
Exactly. And that's. But I want it to be where it could affect them completely.
And it could be that they think they have something good, but the other player has something better.
Yeah. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yeah. I've also put it in the plunder part for what I'm working on.
Okay, cool. Will is Skyping. I'm waiting until he finishes so then I can see if that's what he's okay with.
Troopers.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Oh, cool.
Yay. Now the ball.
Okay. These alliances are only temporary. Will be given to the players.
So was the I see that there was a thing we just determined about the plunder rules for when you break the alliance.
Yeah, that needs to go in there.
It's in there. It's in there for challenges.
There are alliance cards that will be given to the players of their choosing. Start. If they're choosing to start an alliance. Players can now place pieces. Place pieces. Around without fighting. Okay, players can now place pieces on the board with their alliance, allowing them to move around without fighting. Allow players to alliance early. You know what I was thinking? Another game that this is kind of like? Civilian.
Okay, putting that down there.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Sid Meier's Civilian or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Civilization?
Huh?
Civilization?
Civilization, thank you.
Okay.
It's a video game, and you can form alliances, and you guys can build your own territories, but however, it's a board game.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed. What was that?
I said I was thinking about it last night. What other games kind of are we kind of going in the aspect of this game? And I said Sid Meier's Civilization.
Oh my gosh. You could sit and talk for hours about Civilization with my fiance.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that this board game is kind of turning into like that, but with different elements.
I know it's like Civilization adding risk and
a board game element.
No.
Screw Gandhi. Screw him.
There are cards that allow players to break an alliance early
Him and his nukes.
and fights
Wait, Gandhi.
wherever.
Okay.
No. Jason Henry.
However, there are cards that allow players to break an alliance early.
Okay, I mean,
Well,
all the time.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to. So I said, however, these cards that allow players to break an alliance early, and this will allow the brokey. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't want to use that word. I'm trying to figure out the best word. So I'm saying, like, if Peter creates the alliance and Malave breaks the alliance, now Peter's the victim.
Yep, victim.
So victim. Plunder. Allow the victim to plunder. Fuck, this is not turning out the way I want it to fucking turn out. There are cards that allow players to break an alliance, period. Break an alliance early, period. These allows players allows players to
I missed it. Did you get an answer for the breaky? Because I got someone
victim.
tried to call me.
Yeah, victim.
And it kicked me out of the Skype.
Alliances allows players to battle their alliance. These opponents. Period.
Hey. No. Okay, Ollie? No.
When's the battle?
Wait, who's not taking no for an answer?
Will be given. Honey, it's like 1 o'clock. Do you want to do lunch?
After you finish.
Go ahead. Let's get the boys some lunch. We're gonna be in here for like probably another 30 minutes or so. But
Let the boy eat cake.
But the boys need to start eating lunch. It's one. Yeah, he would. That's why I got it. The victim will be given a chance
Aaron,
to
just let the boy
win.
have cake. Just he'll be extremely happy if he has cake.
Chance to plunder their enemy.
Okay.
Okay, let's go downstairs and get lunch. Oh!
Okay, so alright.
Where are you?
See if this makes sense to you. Now, because are there chances for players to cooperate? How so? Okay. I said players have the opportunity to create an alliance with other players. These alliances are only temporary for 5 turns. There are alliance cards that will be given to players of their choosing to start an alliance. Players can now place pieces on the board with their alliance, allowing them to move around without fighting. However, there are cards that allow players to break an alliance early. These broken alliances allows players to battle their alliance opportunities. However, there are cards that these broken alliances allow players to battle their alliance opportunities. No, that's not what I meant.
Opponent, okay.
Opponent, yeah. I want opponent. Yeah, I don't know how to spell opponent.
Opposite.
Allow them to. Okay. These broken alliances allow players to battle their alliance opponent. Period. If the victim of the broken alliance wins the battle, the victim will be given a chance to plunder their now enemy.
Former.
That makes sense? That sound good?
I'd say like
Yeah.
change now enemy to former ally.
Former ally. Okay, yeah, thank you. I like that.
Actually, I think that sounds more grammatically correct.
I spell ally.
First you couldn't spell opponent, now you can't spell ally.
Shut up. Is that right? Will, is that right? Ally is spelled A-L-L-Y? I'm trying to get him involved. Yep. Alright, thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
L-L-I, no, fuck. I-L-L.
Y?
Okay.
We got it.
You had to put me on fucking ally. He's an ally.
We got it. We got it. Thank you.
Yep, he got it.
Is it I-E?
No.
Is it I-E?
No.
Why?
Oh, it's Y.
Fuck it. I have brain damage here.
I just put my fiance on the spot when I asked her the question, and she's like, "Oh crap, I can't remember."
I was a regional spelling bee champion. You know, I got ever since I got brain damage, I can't spell anymore. Does somebody keep trying to call us, Peter?
No.
Who tried to call you earlier?
If you were able to produce this game for the marketplace, how would it look?
Tessa.
I called Tessa. I needed to talk.
Okay.
What art style do you envision? Make sure to weight coast with aesthetics, realization why you want to look a certain way. The player will be looking at a game board from different angles. Game cards, player tokens, and board zones will look different. Areas of the board will resemble different terrain aesthetics. This is also to simulate the varied terrains of the U.S. aesthetics of the game. Cards will vary depending on the purpose of.
Damn, Peter, it's a leather recliner. Down there.
I saw it.
Probably still wouldn't be as comfortable as mine. I love my fucking recliner.
Interesting. Okay. What kind of art style aesthetic game board will depending on the purpose of each game card. Player tokens are colored differently, but hold no meaning for why the tokens are colored. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Who wrote this? Player tokens are colored differently, but hold no meaning for why the tokens are the colored they are.
I think Corey wrote that because we didn't discuss like that part yet. I guess, except for we all know.
Yeah, that.
That doesn't sound right to me. Does that sound right to anybody else?
No, it doesn't to me. What was the question for that one?
This is what will the game look like, right? And this is what it states. It says the player will be looking at the game board from different angles, so the board may look different to each player because of the perspectives. The board itself will also have varied color palette. Game cards, player tokens, and board zones will all look different. Areas of the board will resemble different terrain aesthetics. This is to simulate the variety of terrain in the U.S. Aesthetics of the game cards will depend on the purpose of each game card. Player tokens are colored differently, but hold no meaning for why the tokens are the colored they are.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely him, because I remember that question was originally answered as it will be a tabletop view from above is what it originally said. And I like what he wrote.
I like what he wrote where he said the player will be looking at the same at the game board from different angles. So the board, that makes sense.
The color of the tokens does not. That doesn't.
I think it's just wrong grammar. That's all I think it is. Or colored differently, but hold no meaning.
I also think we need to change the fact that it makes it sound like we are going to make this the board U.S. themed, but it's not going to be U.S. themed. It's going to be post-apocalyptic.
Well, so Peter, you there? Peter, Malave, you there?
I'm still here, yeah.
Okay, he just kind of cut out. Yep, I was waiting for that to happen.
Also, our teacher from last class finally graded our discussion.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, only our discussion though.
No, he's graded our discussion.
Yeah, he graded it yesterday.
No, he's had my discussion graded.
No, he just finished mine.
Really? Just now? Wow. That's fucking bad. Yeah, it still hasn't graded anything else for me.
Yeah, same here.
Still hasn't graded anything else. What a jerk. Okay. Player tokens are colored differently, but hold no meaning. But hold no meaning. Hold no meaning, period.
Wouldn't they actually have a meaning? Meaning because of like there's gonna be 4 different players?
There's going to be 4 different players, but I don't think we were saying that. So, like, there's green tokens, there's blue tokens, there's yellow tokens, there's white tokens. Those.
I got kicked in mid-sentence, so
I know.
have no idea what you guys heard.
We stopped. Because I was like, Peter, you still there? And you weren't, so I stopped. So, we were talking about the colors of the tokens.
Okay, so yeah, the color of the tokens, that part doesn't sound right because there is going to be a theme behind which color goes to which warlord.
Was there? Okay.
The whole posting part, the part where it says US, but also didn't seem right.
Okay, well, no. So, I kind of like the US thing. Here's the reason why, and I will tell you the reason why. The vision that I had was have a border of the US. Right?
Yeah.
Have a border of the US, but make it kind of so it's real easy for me to go, okay, here's the border, here's the outline of the US, now create a board from it, right? It's real easy game board wise, because now all we have to do is take like California, Washington area and kind of go down with it and being like, that's one zone. Chicago area being another zone, where it's like Wisconsin, all the Great Lakes. And then New York is being another zone. And then, Florida, North Carolina down there is another zone. Texas and the Midwest is another zone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then having travel points in between it. Oh, that's cool. That is funny. Is that your mustache? Do you want to show the guys that? No. Okay. But I think well, and it's real easy to take. It's real easy to take just a plain, construction of the U.S. and then put a desert behind it. Give it some color, and then do a picture of like, L.A. or something like that. Put a couple towers in there, and kind of make it a little bit robustic and kind of like crap. You know what I mean? Like burn it a little bit. Do things like that.
Yeah.
I think for the game board itself, though,
should have actual fire on it.
No, so the game board itself, we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to actually like take the game board and draw like how many spaces in this area, how many spaces in this area, instead of actually having a board itself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
It's not to say we can't make a board that's awesome and amazing that Aaron prints off and sends us.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but like if he's gonna give it to another class or another, somebody else to play. But where did he say that? That's what I want to know.
No, that's what I was assuming, because that's what I was advised by my student advisor, that at the end of this class, typically what he does is he passes the project to another team, has them play it and review it. That, and then there's also a statement in one of the articles that basically says that we need to make sure that everything that we decide to add to the game has to be fully accessible by all students.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that it means that he wants it so that it can be accessed, like I was advised by my advisor,
so
that he's going to be passing it to someone else to play test.
So it's going to have to be blueprinted. It's going to have to be blueprinted for basically like how many spots left, how many spots right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to have to be blueprinted, and that's easy. That's just me putting it up on the board, pinning it, and seeing how many spots I got to play with. And then going, okay.
Give me 5 seconds. Can you stop talking for just 5 seconds so I can switch from the phone to
Go.
Thank you.
I'm still talking. Yay! been over 5 seconds.
I know. It's been longer.
If you look at the chat,
Hey, can you? I was gonna say, can you see if you can add Miguel?
you're not in here?
He's not in my contact list
Okay.
for some reason.
Okay, I sent him a call invite.
Hey, Daddy. It's Mimi. There's mommy star glasses.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Come on, Peter. Let's go.
Get back here.
Waiting on you.
I don't know. It's not letting me connect.
Where's, what? Oh, okay.
Hold on a sec. Let me try this again.
There we go. There we go.
My computer just decided to take a seat.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the player tokens are actually